Hi there, I'm an alcoholic. My name is Kimberly. Let's suppose that your assembly is going to be making use of Zoom and you would like to know how to participate in the meeting from your iPad. Let's just go over a couple of useful features. First of all, it is helpful to have the menu up on the screen at all times, so let's go ahead and turn that on, enable that. So touch your screen anywhere and the menu bar does appear at the top. On the top corner here it says More. By clicking that, you get a drop-down menu, and in that menu, one of the options is Meeting Settings. So by clicking Meeting Settings, another window pops up, and in this window, the control we're interested in is Always Show Meeting Controls. So we want those to stay up at all times. So let's enable that. So over here, we'll click that to enable it. And now we want that window to disappear, so we will click Done and the window will go away. Now you'll notice the menu controls will be across the top. So let's suppose you would like to step up to the virtual mic, so you want to raise your hand. So for that, what you'll want to do is across the top here, look for participants. And when you click participants, a little window will pop up. And in that window right here, you see raise hand, a little blue hand. So by clicking that, you will see a blue hand appear beside your name in the participants panel, and the chairperson will also see that you've raised your hand. Now, depending on which order the hands are raised, what happens is the chairperson will be able to see the hands in the order in which they were raised. So you will be put into a queue and called upon accordingly. Now, if you would like this little window to disappear, you can touch anywhere on the screen and the window disappears, but your hand is still raised. So let's suppose it is your turn and the chairperson calls on you. You will then not likely be able to unmute yourself, but you will get an invitation to unmute yourself. And then you can go ahead and click unmute and speak at the mic and say what you have to say. And then afterwards, so once you've unmuted yourself, your microphone will not have a little red line through it. You say your piece, and then it's customary after, if you could, to mute yourself. So now click that mute again. And often what will also typically happen is the chairperson will typically, or somebody will lower the hand for you. If they have not done that and you want to just check, you can pull up the participants panel and see whether or not your hand is still raised. If it is raised, you could just go ahead and lower it by clicking raise hand again. Now, while we're here, let's also notice the yes, no buttons. So sometimes those will be used for whatever purposes the chair decides to use them for. But if they do mention the green yes button, here is the button they are talking about, yes or no. And again, by clicking that, you will see a check beside your name, and you can deselect it by clicking yes again, or alternatively, if you would like to click no, you can do that. And again, to close this panel, you can just touch anywhere in the screen. Okay, and then the last thing I suppose we could just quickly go over, which you're probably already familiar with, is the chat. If there are any issues, you can click more. That brings up this option here with the chat, and then you can decide who you'd like to send the chat to, depending on the meeting controls. You may be able to send a chat to everyone or maybe only to the host, but you decide, make your selection of who you would like to send the chat to. You type it in here, and then when you're ready to send it, you can either hit enter or you can hit send. And then when you'd like that window to be closed, you just hit close in the top corner and it is gone. So that should get you prepared to participate in an assembly, to raise your hand at the virtual mic, as well as use the yes, no buttons.